So it'll be a completely different feel, even from just parking. That'll be different, and getting into the stadium will be different. The locker room will look different. And obviously, we have some COVID precautions up in the locker room with plexiglass and separation and space, different things that we're doing in there. We've modified the training room area so that there's more space for taping and things like that. We have a little bit of a stretching area that's different that we've usually utilized. That kind of part of the training room moved into there. So we have some different space that's now available to us in the stadium that normally would not, because of fans and crews and things that are operating in there. So we've expanded kind of our footprint a little bit outside of our locker room, where we can get guys warmed up and ready to go. So that'll be a little bit different. Just the different types of mask requirements that are going to be, required in different areas of the locker room. We have some meeting room spaces that we try to utilize before games and getting everybody fluid there. And certainly the coaches' booths, those are totally different. So that communication plus new coaches and new players, we just want to get everybody down there familiar with the stadium from just that operations logistics standpoint. So it's not everybody kind of finding their way the first time when we play Chicago.
And just one more for you. Taylor Decker signed a big deal yesterday. Going to be your left tackle for a long time. What have you seen from Taylor that gave you that confidence to make that kind of long-term investment in him? And have you talked to Taylor since the deal became finalized? What's his spirits like after signing?
Yeah, I certainly, I don't talk about players' contracts or anything. I think that's all very private information. But I'll say this about Taylor, just as a player and as a guy, as part of a member of our team. I've just seen so much growth in him over the last couple of years, in his ability to just, get better at the position, just be more consistent. His technique, his leadership is outstanding. The way that he approaches every single day, he's really just been a consistent guy for us at the offensive line. I would say his overall football knowledge has just really increased with the different types of looks and protections and, blitz packages that they see at the offensive line, the run game. Just overall improvement by him, each year. And really, I think he's having a great camp. I think he's working really hard. He's been the same guy every day. I couldn't be happier for him in general with his development as a player. And then obviously everything that goes along with that for his future. I think he's really just an intricate part of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to be about. And every day I get a chance to work with him. It's been great. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about all of it. And but I would say the improvement that he's made over the last couple of years, and with the coaching changes and the head coaching changes and all the rest of it, you can just see the growth and development that he's had. And you always want to do everything you can to raise your own and reward your own. And certainly Taylor's done an awesome job for us.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Justin?
Morning, Matt. You kind of started hitting on some of it there. When you, as an organization, do commit, extensive funds on a long-term deal to a player, what are some of the hallmarks of those guys, those foundational pieces? What beyond the production on the field, what are you looking for when you're building the long-term building blocks of a franchise?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it exactly in what you said. The foundation. I think we're just getting to that point. I think Taylor's a great example of that, of a guy that's drafted to play here, that has developed, that has gotten better, that has really just been everything that we want to be about. And you want to keep those guys as you raise them and as you develop them and you watch them grow. It's impossible to build a team through roster changes and free agency every year. You just can't do it. Financially, it's impossible. You never really have a good foundation to build your team upon. You need to be able to draft guys. You need to be able to develop players. You need to be able to have guys that are improving every single year that they play and they are getting better. And, that's really the core of what you're trying to do. So I think, obviously with Deck, that was kind of the first wave, and we've got some coming, I think, that are really important, with guys in the future that have been drafted that we want to build upon, I think, and certainly we add the free agent pieces that we know help us and certainly in the immediate and then also in the long term. And we want to make sure that you're adding guys in that kind of fit into everything that you're doing. So when you build a team, when you try to structure it and develop, that's really the key word. You're trying to develop a team, you're trying to grow a team. And certainly, that's what we're trying to do with a lot of the young guys that we have. We got some good young guys, and then add in the great veteran pieces through free agency or leadership. And that's how you build, the pillars on top of the foundation.
you said the phrase twice, what we want to be about, and we've been, around you almost every day during the season. So I think we have a good sense of that. But can you just summarize what that means to you, what you want to be about?
Yeah. I mean, I think, we got a team right now that just wants to go out and work hard. They want to go out and compete, and they want to go win. I think that's the most important thing. They just are doing everything they can to be great teammates. They're doing everything they can to try to help each other improve. Very unselfish, very much just a group of guys that want to go work every single day and then put the best that they can out there on Sunday and go compete and win. So, I think that's really what this group right now, this team is about. I think they're an amazing bunch of guys. They have amazing care for each other. They're really just invested in each other as people, and we have that great brotherhood going right now, and that's something that's really important. And from the philosophical part of it, from a football team, we're trying to be smart, we're trying to be tough. We want to play with good fundamentals, and just making sure that we have guys that understand that and push to do that.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
We'll go two more, Mike, then Chris.
Hey, Matt, have a couple for you. First, just really quick, you didn't mention Hunter Bryant among guys who are not going to practice. Is he now back, or is he still largely out?
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I did skip that by accident. Hunter Bryant will not be at practice.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No, totally.
Nothing to, yeah. Moreover, you were talking about obviously some of the stuff you're trying to get out of Ford Field today. How much does maybe some of the unknowns as far as league protocols alter what you want to be able to try and do? And what's kind of that biggest question for you still in all that you don't know yet?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the protocols that I think everyone is trying to work through are, coming out here in the last week, and things change, and we need to be able to adjust and to, move forward with that. We actually, interesting, you asked that question. We had one with the coaches booth, which was really kind of an issue for us, to be honest with you, with everybody kind of packed into a very small coaches booth. And what was that from a safety standpoint? Certainly operationally, it's something that we're always used to doing. So that wasn't the concern, but it was a concern from a safety and health standpoint, and what were we able to do? And having a stadium that doesn't have fans or is not going to have that many people in it, we did have some more space. So we decided to actually go ahead and be able to expand, the coaches area upstairs, which if we do that for the home team, then obviously we need to do it for the visitors team too, and have that equity. So that was something that we were kind of doing. And then the league came out and they have policies in regards to that, and making sure that the coaches have enough space and are protected and everything like that in the coaches booth. So it's just kind of working with the league to get those requirements adjusted into our stadium, that, and then to go test it to make sure everything works. Cause there's a lot that goes involved when you do that. There's obviously the wiring and the headsets and the communication and everything else from that standpoint. So it's a little bit more work than just, getting it done real quick.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Last one, Chris.
Morning, Matt. Just had a quick follow-up, I guess, to what you've been talking about. And I don't know if this is getting too far down the road here, but I was just wondering how much of this game day operation stuff travels. You have that first road game's at Green Bay. The locker room there is quaint. I don't know what the word would be, but there's going to be some space challenges in those road games. I'm just wondering how much you're going to have to reset and redo it all after you play Chicago.
Yeah. The road games in general are a big challenge, I think, for everybody in the league, trying to figure out, buses and planes and hotels and spaces and meal rooms and training rooms and all of those different things that logistically we're going through for their game, a road game. And then let alone when you get to the stadium, what does that look like? What are the parameters that are set in place there to keep everybody, safely distanced and all that. So we're trying to grind through that the best we can. Unfortunately, I think part of it is we're not totally going to know until we're in that space with everybody, and then we're going to have to be ready to adjust. But certainly we are going through the different provisions that we need to make sure that those are safe environments.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep.